for October 9th, 2012. And if you would, please stand with me and we will say the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. If you would, please check the ringers on your phone. We do not have a report from Larry Weitzel. He's not here today. He called me and told me that he had nothing, but he had something else to do. Phil Beard has been here this morning, county engineer, and checked in. He has no report, except his son has a dead car at school, so he's going to try to get it right. Sheriff Moses checked in this morning. Is he coming back?
So he had 43 inmates.
43 inmates.
No one's on his way out.
No one's on his way. Okay. Hey, let's take care of the minutes. We've got two sets of minutes to approve today. September 24th and September 10th.
Greg, this ordinance for the weight limits for prairie acres.
Yes.
Did you publish it? Because, okay, it's not enforced until it's published. And anything, the ordinance that has a fine attached to it has to be published. If it doesn't have a fine, it doesn't have to be published. Okay. So this one will, before we can do anything about this, it'll have to be in the newspaper.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll make a motion we approve the minutes of September the 10th.
Second.
We have a motion second on the floor to approve September 10th, 2012 minutes as presented. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. On September 24th meeting.
I'll move we approve the accounting of the executive session on September 24, 2012, and also the minutes from the regular session as presented.
Second.
We have a motion second on the floor to approve both meetings, the minutes on September 24th, an executive meeting, and then a regular Board of Commissioners meeting, September 24th, 2012. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay, Nolan.
Got rid of all the extra pages and got a signature page and everything on there now. So everything else is the same. Need to have at least two of us sign, one for the auditor and then one for us. And this is our plans that we drew up for each. Built each room in the courthouse, and then we'll just put those in each and every room. Didn't realize there's this many rooms in the courthouse that you start counting them up. So one of those will go in every room. Show them how to get out.
Did you make a decision on how to inform everyone? You talk any more about that?
We don't have a good way to do that at this time. So the only way that we can do it is by word of mouth or phone calls.
And you could have, you could send a mass text to all the office holders?
Yeah, I suppose we could if we had to ever get one person's text or need everybody's text? I suppose we could do that.
And can't you just send it to, you got everybody that has, and then if you had everyone in every office that got it, but surely somebody.
Somebody would tell somebody that's.
Well,
Yeah.
would have their phone and see the text.
Okay,
Would that be appropriate to just do that?
sure. That way, no matter who's got the first call or first notice.
Right.
Of course, if it's a fire or a bomb threat, they're supposed to pull the fire alarm. But it's that active shooter that we really need notification of. And the storms, why, you know, we've got, how many in the courthouse? Have one on each floor, right? Weather radio on each floor. That, and of course, when the siren goes off, then before we just been meeting down on the first floor and standing in the hallway and look out the doors and things like that. So we moved everybody into the health department and get away from the windows and doors. So, but active shooter is the real kicker to try to get information out.
And will every office be getting a copy of this?
Yeah, we'll get a copy of that, and then we'll put the pictures in every thing.
And when do you want to do the drill?
I think we ought to just spring it on them, just, you know. I think the best thing that would happen is to meet with all of the office heads and tell them what's going on, when you go over that with them and say, you know, if it's an active shooter, if it's a fire drill, if it's a tornado drill, you know, and this is what you need to do in your office. And then it will just drill one at a time.
I think it might pay you to let each office holder, elected official, at least know that you're gonna have a drill, so they, I mean, I don't think you ought to spring it on.
Don't think you ought to spring it on?
Not on the office, not on the elected official, the office heads.
Okay.
But I do think it'd be a good idea to get everyone's cell phone numbers, or at least the main ones, department heads or whatever, and send out a text message, because you.
We've got a lot of them that are helping with emergency stuff, but we'll just have to make sure we get all of them, all the office heads. And probably the, what do you call the second in command?
First deputy.
First deputy, thank you. Probably them, that way in case one's out of the office, the other one should be there, right? Is that normal? No. We get 2 from each office.
Do you want to send an email from your office asking for all their cell phone numbers?
Yeah, I'll do that.
Do you have a list of everyone?
I can get that from the auditor, as soon as we have that. Just get everybody's email.
I think we'll have a motion to approve this. To accept it. And there's no resolution right now. We should just take official action on that we agree with.
Just a motion to adopt the Tipton
That'll
County
be in the record.
emergency plan.
I'll move that we adopt or accept.
The addition of adding texting to it, Mike.
Do what?
You may want to put with the addition of adding texting to each office or something, so they have it all.
Well, he has a contact list on.
Oh, he does,
So all
okay.
he's got to do is modify it.
I didn't know he had that, yeah.
Yeah, whole page.
I'll move that we adopt the Tipton County Courthouse Emergency Evacuation Plan as developed and presented by the County Health Officer Roland Pike and EMA Chuck Bell. As presented, and that in the event that we do a drill, that the office holders only will be informed.
Second.
We have a motion second on the floor to accept this Tipton County Courthouse Emergency Plan presented by Roland Pike and Chuck Bell. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries.
Hey, can I get at least one copy signed on that page?
Maybe, and, informing the office holders, but not everyone else, then that'd still be kind of like a surprise to some.
These copies back.
As long as I got
Today's.
one that's signed, and then I'll make copies and get very good copy of that one. Keep that back. anybody else.
Nolan, I'd like to thank you and Chuck for doing all the work you've done on this.
Chuck did a lot of it too, yeah.
Appreciate it.
Tell Steve we're ready for it. Yeah.
Mike, can you tell her tomorrow?
The ringer's off, Jim.
Yeah.
Hey Greg, what's this quote for courtroom blinds at the bottom?
The courthouse, the courtroom doors have lines that are broken, and as people enter and close the doors, it rattles quite a bit. It's disruptive to the process of the court. So they'd like to replace those lines.
Have some that are fastened to the
Something that's
bottom.
fastened to the bottom so it doesn't
Right.
rattle and make a lot of noise.
Yeah, so that this will come out of their budget.
Should.
I should, I would think.
Okay, so what do we need to do? Just look at the quotes or?
Would it come out?
What
Courthouse
do
or-
what do they have in that? I don't know what they have.
I'm not sure if they have anything. They may have to come out of courthouse repair.
They may be testing you, Rick, but that's all. It should come out of their budget. They shouldn't be bothering you with
I
it.
don't know what department they're in.
So we don't actually have any quotes yet. Or-
There is a quote in here in your packet. From
Do you
Ford.
want the judges, what that number is, the courts,
300.
what department that is? Is it called circuit court?
Circuit court, yeah.
Be ready for me just a minute.
All righty, I'll
Yeah,
go
that's
and pass
good.
this out.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Well, that was quick.
That's all right.
Yeah, anytime for me. Relax, man. You get the guy there. Hey, you, what are you doing? What do you got? You got a gift for me, don't you? Here. Thank you, Stevie. You are,
Oh, here it is, here it is.
Okay, office supplies, they have $131. Recording supplies, they haven't spent anything, they have 300. Stationery and printing, they have 260 left. It really should come out of courthouse repair and maintenance, but we don't have any, we don't have enough money for that.
Pay for it.
But he does have several things that
Pay for it.
he's got like $1,600 left in postage.
yeah. That figures.
And he's got several places he can take it from.
We have to go do it. People will do it.
Send it back to him. He should be telling you to send that. Take care of it. They have to get brought to our attention, but take care of it.
No, I guess he would have. I'm just wondering if we could just transfer.
And these are some.
Take it out of courthouse renovation.
I wouldn't want to transfer it to
You know,
judge's accounts without talking to him
So
first.
I meant, we can't do that anyway, because it into ours, but I meant.
That's a hot potato, Mike.
If the council wanted to do that, then.
There you go.
Yeah, but we got it in courthouse renovation.
Just take care of it.
That's fine.
I'll make a motion, we allow the new window blinds and take the money out of courthouse renovation project.
48,
48.
second.
Okay, we have a motion second on the floor to allow Horton and Sons to install new blinds in the court. Total of $356. Take that money out of project number 48, courthouse renovation. All those in favor say aye. Motion carries. So you take care of telling whoever's in charge of that, Greg, to proceed.
There's an additional proposal from Simplex on our alarm system. Recent inspection indicated that there are some upgrades that need to be made to the courthouse alarm system. And Cox brought the proposal up to me. Would you like to have her explain to you? Basically, there are some deficiencies in the system that have been noted in this recent.
$475, is that the?
Yes.
What Ann's got to say about her office report.
Well, once again, it should come out of courthouse repair.
We can do the same thing with that one. Since we don't have any money to maintenance.
$310.
That's not enough either, so we can do the same thing with it.
Okay. Greg, do you know, did he think that this isn't like an every year thing, this is a one-time thing?
These are just, there's a battery that needs to be replaced. There are some, we haven't had a problem with the system in several years.
Okay.
And so this is the first time that we've had an inspection that's indicated any deficiencies in the alarm system. For quite some time, as I understand it from talking to Ann. And there are just minor items that have probably on page 8 is deficiencies in audio-visual signal device and control panel needs to be hardwired. And that control panel's been there for several years. This is the first time that we've noticed that it's not hardwired. So just a matter of an inspector actually noticing something that
Exactly.
yeah, so.
Okay, I'll move that we enter into this agreement with Simplex Vernal to repair our fire alarm system in the courthouse for the total price of $475 to be taken out of project number 48, courthouse renovation.
Second.
We have a motion second on the floor to accept this proposal from Simplex Vernal for fire alarm repair in the total amount of $475 and will be paid out of project 48. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries. Okay, Steve?
Very good to have.
Yeah, Greg? You will tell Ann or whoever's going to contact you and move forward. Thank you.
At the last meeting, there was some discussion about timing on the comprehensive planning process, and I was asked to come up with a respective schedule. Well, this sheet that I handed out is a pretty simple breakdown. That is the steps completed. Then we have scheduled meetings. We have 2 currently scheduled. One for this coming Thursday, the 11th at Tri-Central. That's where there's going to be a presentation by the consultant of the existing conditions report. And then following that, the following Thursday is the visioning workshop. It's going to be at the Prairie Room at the Ed Center at 6:30 p.m. That is, we hope to get a good turnout for that. I'm making an effort to get the word out as best we can. And then the consultants will, of course, take take that information, the input we've had, and come up with a draft for the comprehensive plan, the future plan component. And we expect that will be submitted probably in time for either December or January. And so I'm suggesting that the Plan Commission meeting would take place December or January. And then there would be quite a bit of back and forth if the past is any indication of how this one's going to go. There's a lot of back and forth, editing, additional inputs, and so on. So then preparing for public hearing, the public hearing might happen, I'm estimating anywhere from January through March 2013 before the Plan Commission. So then we have at least 2 Plan Commission meetings to go. And then of course it goes to the county commissioners for their consideration once the Plan Commission makes recommendation on the comp plan. So that's my best estimate of timing.
What has been done to publicize the meetings?
Okay, the Tipton newspaper has been notified, and they've been given sort of a press release on these 2 upcoming meetings. In my view, the most important for public input is the visioning workshop by far. And, in the past, the Tipton Tribune's been very kind to us, giving us a lot of publicity. I have no reason to believe that they're not going to be helpful on this as well. They've always been very kind and recognizing the importance of comprehensive plans. We noticed the Tipton Argus as well. And then I have a mailing list of everybody that had come to the previous comprehensive planning process that had shown an interest in that process, so they've been noticed. Of course, the Plan Commission and Steering Committee have both been noticed for the 18th meeting. And Vicki at the Chamber has a pretty big email and Facebook presence, so she's been notified to help get the word out.
I haven't gotten anything from her.
Well, she might not have put it out yet.
Well, I mean, the meeting's Thursday, so.
She got it on Friday.
But did the paper do any type of article on it or anything?
Not yet, but I have no reason to believe that they're not going to put something in the paper between now and Thursday.
Mike's looking over here.
So, I mean, I'm just wondering, why we're even having it at Tri-Central if it's not being, those people up there, it's not the Kokomo paper,
Well,
they don't even know about it.
The other thing I've done is I did call the town halls for both Sharpsville and Windfall, and then so they're getting the word out to the town council, and hopefully we'll have something in the notice posted in the city halls. There's no reason. I should probably send that thing to the Kokomo Tribune. I just hadn't thought of it. I'll send a notice to them as well. So that's the effort, and it's kind of a duplication of the effort that we did with the city comp plan process. We got a pretty good turnout for that, so hopefully we'll get a good turnout for them.
How, in your opinion, has House Seal and Levine been to work with? Have they been cooperative with you?
Oh yeah, I think they're a good consultant. We've got some experience with them, obviously, because they completed the city plan. I thought they were real responsive and a professional organization. They did a good job.
You guys have any other questions? Okay. Thanks, Steve.
Thank you.
Rick, why don't we move on to claims and payroll? when's the guy gonna start the repair on the plaster?
Hopefully, the end of this week or the first of next week. I told Phil I could get the business categorized.
Okay. We're ready for payroll.
She's over there.
We'll go with
I
claims.
was gonna say, how about claims first?
Well, let me ask you this, what's the total on the, grand total on the claims today? Because I've got two different figures here, I just want to look.
The new one is 67,801.11.
I talked to Chuck, because I was wondering about why this was on county council. This Chuck Bell 4576 was on county council. So I didn't understand why he would be double conflict out of council. So he believes that it was, it should have been under 361, which is his department, under travel and conference.
Yeah.
So, yeah, under whatever that line is, so the 4576 should come out of that instead of county council, but it's not going to change the total. And that's really the only thing I saw.
Okay. I'll make a motion to accept the claims for 10/9/2012 in the amount of $67,801.11.
Second.
We have a motion second on the floor to approve the miscellaneous claims today for 10/9/2012 in the amount of $67,801.11. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carried.
Okay, there is the other one, the Maximus. And I think in our conversations, when I said that, there's no money in Project 59. You guys all have to make a decision on where to transfer from. And
How much
what
is
to
the
pay.
bill?
It's for $12,000. So I have a transfer form here filled out, except for
Okay, well,
where it comes from.
we don't have to do that if we're doing it in the CIP plan. We just have to move it from, we'll just have to take it out of some project and edit, but we don't have to do the transfer. Because it's all in 557. It's still in the same fund, it's just project.
Maximus, we should be able to pay for it right out of the budget.
Well, when you made that original motion, you only made it for 15,000. Really should have made it for 30, because that's what the contract
That's what I
was.
thought.
So really, we're just adding another
All we
15.
gotta do is make the motion, pay for it out of the project.
Yeah, but there's no money in project 59, we need to move it first.
Okay, yes.
Transfer from one
We just
account
need to
to
move
the
it
other.
We need to
from,
make- yes.
it doesn't really matter what project it's out of, because, I mean, all the edit money is going to be
Yes.
in the pot
Yeah,
anyway.
but they're in different account lines, so we'll have to move from one
Okay.
account line to the next.
That was, what was it, 47 we took it out?
No, we took it out of
Project
54,
54, all right,
but,
I make,
but we need to just go ahead and move the whole, not just this 12, let's just move the rest of the 15, because that's what the contract's for, is 30.
agree.
I make a motion to move, we moved 15,000 before. I make a motion to move 15,000 from project 54 into project 59.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second on the floor to move $15,000 from project 54 to 59 to take care of paying the Maximus bill. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
And then I'll move that we pay the Maximus bill in the amount of $12,000.
Second.
We have a motion second on the floor that to pay today's claim for Maximus of $12,000. All those in favor say aye.
That's out of project 59.
Yes.
Second.
Aye. Motion carries.
15,000 will be taken out of 54, put into 59, and then the Maximus bill is for 12,000, and it'll be paid for 12,000, and leave you a $3,000 balance.
Correct.
There you go. We're good.
You guys have anything else while we're waiting on payroll? Greg, is someone coming from Triple S Farm today? That was on.
I wasn't aware of that. I saw that on the agenda, but I'm not aware of it. I'm not aware of that. Let me check the agenda.
I'm sure they will, because they need to approve a grant administrator, so that's what that's about. Well, then we're on to my first policy.
We got time to.
And you want to tell us about that?
There was a jail that goes, that's why, that's,
The letters are really lower.
so,
Is he on our health policy?
yeah. Because he hadn't been.
Oh, that's
that
right,
long yet.
that's right.
So,
We have it signed up.
the total for check paid October 12th, 2012 is $126,333.80.
Now move that we approve payroll, check date 10/12/12, in the amount of $126,333.85.
Second.
We have a motion second on the floor to pay the payroll for October 12th, 2012, in the amount of $126,333.85. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Greg, do you have anything else for us that's not on the agenda?
The only thing that I can recall is that, there was discussion about approaching the county council
their sessions tomorrow and Wednesday, Thursday?
No, I don't have a schedule.
So how do they just go from the top?
I think they just go through the top. I haven't been through the process yet, but I was not asked to prepare a schedule for the different departments to address.
Do they start at 8 or 8:30?
8:30. Wednesday and Thursday both. And then final adoption of the budget is scheduled for the regular session on the 16th of October.
All right, Christie or Scott, whoever you guys can be up, we're running ahead of schedule, so we'll go ahead and take you.
Here we go.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm here on behalf of the next step for our housing project, and we are, the next step after we found out the funds had been awarded was to choose a grant administrator to assist you in performing services, because the county was the actual applicant, and then we have to have a grant administrator. And they assist with public hearings, conducting 2 public hearings for the program at the beginning and end of the project, procurement, procure contractors in accordance with HUD procurement regulations, financial management and grant closeout documents, prepare and submit draw claims, prepare completion reports and grant closeout documents, including required financial ledgers, construction management and Davis-Bacon compliance, attend construction meetings, conduct interviews, and maintain Davis-Bacon compliance documents. Survey and lien covenant, prepare and record lien covenant and order survey for housing land. The architectural, coordinate architectural work so the building meets funding requirements, including accessibility and the needs of the residents. Civil rights, coordinate civil rights and Section 3 activities in compliance with Indiana Housing and Community Development Authority requirements. Tenant requirements, explain ongoing tenant income documentation, fair housing, and ongoing reporting requirements to the project owner, and prepare a written handout for future reference. Funding source requirements, ensure that the project is developed in accordance with all requirements. Florence Klecka from Neighborhood Development Associates contacted Commissioner Harper and asked her to help with this process by sending out the request for proposals that Florence had prepared. The rules require that 3 requests for proposals be sent out to certified grant administrators, asking if they had interest in providing grant administrative services for the Tipton County Migrant Farm Worker Housing Project. This was done, and Anju Bajaj and Christy Lawrence responded that they were not interested in submitting for this project. The only one who replied with interest was Kathy Miller from Logansport, and she works with Area 5 on aging and community services. Her fee is $15,000, which is right in the line with the budgeted amount for a grant administrator. And what I need from the board today is to officially select Kathy Miller in Area 5 as the grant administrator for this project so she can begin the management and oversight of this project. The grant was for $455,000, and we were just recently told that they had cut on the budget, and now it's $419,900. And there is no cost to the county for her services. This is actually through on the budget of the grant that we're receiving. And I didn't know if you wanted to see the letter Kathy had sent to us.
I don't need to see it.
Okay. She's the one that oversees everything and makes sure that you have to do everything right, you know, or the money can be pulled from you. So this is what she does, and so.
Christy, how does the money come to the county? Is it in certain increments, or?
What I've been told is, well, this grant is different from, there's all different kinds of grants, but what I've been told is that we will have invoices, we will send invoices, and the invoices go towards a certain category on the budget, and we send that in to the state, and then they will fund you the money for that invoice.
Okay, so it's just as they come in and they send it to the county, it goes right back out? Okay.
Now, if that changes, I mean, if it's different, I will definitely let you know.
Is Kathy spelled with a C or a K?
With a C,
C.
yes.
And you need a motion that we appoint her as grant administrator.
Yes.
I will make a motion that we appoint Kathy Miller from Region 5 as a grant administrator.
Area 5.
As the grant administrator for the Tipton Migrant Farm Worker Project?
Yes.
Second that.
We have a motion and a second on the floor to contract.
At a cost of $15,000. That needs to be added.
We have a motion and a second on the floor to allow Smith Triple S Farms to move forward with hiring Kathy Miller as their grant administrator in Area 5 for a total amount of $15,000. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you very much.
So I just read this. Greg, I do know too that it has to be in the minutes that, that three people were contacted and that only one responded.
What you read off. Yes. Yes. Give them a copy of what you read off.
Thank you, Christie. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Scott.
Okay, thank you.
How soon will you be able to get going on this, do you know? As far as the construction?
Well, we're leaving here, we're going to the Tipton County Health Department. We had soil samples pulled for the septic system as of Saturday. So, we're finished to make harvest today. And so the project will start going forward pretty fast after that. The deadline, or at least our scheduled date to complete this project is April 1st. It's not done on the date, but that's what we'll set up now. That is not a joke, but anyway, we're going to get done by then. And so in order to do that, I meet with Dick Laser and Christina Summers at 10:30 here this morning. So we're pushing forward. One of the first things to do is to map out where we're putting the septic system now, and where we're going to, and we've had 2 drawings on the camp layout. And so all this is discussed at this point in time before we is this step 1 before step 2, and then so that's one of the first things, and then we'll have to start removing houses, going from there. So, but we got to get the first thing done, is complete tomatoes today, and then probably next week start thinking about removing houses. So it's a process. We never went through a grant, so it's a learning curve for us, but we're excited about it. We're excited about it for our labor. We're also excited about it for the community as well. So I just feel like it's a win-win for everybody. So if anybody deserves better housing, it's these people. They bring a lot of services to our community.
Will you still be able to,
what they do, just their line of work.
will you be able to manage with the reduction in the amount?
Well, it's making it challenging. What happened there was $35,100, I believe, is what the amount was. It was called contingency, and evidently somebody on that particular board or panel didn't like that word, or that word was an area that they felt like they could cut, and that's what I think it's going to make it more challenging. So we may rearrange the housing in order to maybe put the system a little closer. Within all the regulations, but maybe instead of having the housing how we had it rolled out, we may have to change that a little bit. That might be one way to reduce septic lines, water lines, electrical lines. That might be one way to help cut that. And the other way is just, we just have to figure out a way how to work with $35,100 less. Some of these things like the septic system, for instance, how much is it actually going to cost? Well, they put an educated guess on there. think both them words, educated and somewhat a guess, you know. They've never done anything like this either, so we don't know. But we have that 35, we probably could have went a lot of it to the septic system itself, you know. But we'll just have to go forward. We feel blessed that we got granted the grant. So now we got to work within. We got to be very good with our numbers here as we go along. We can't waste any dollars. We're going to need every one of them. This is a big project in my mind, anyway. And not a whole lot of time to get it done in. So that's where we're at.
Thank you for the update.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Back to Harvey.
Okay.
Okay, excuse me.
You guys have anything?
I did have a question on, I was looking through some of John's bills, and in May, I wondered what this research for redistricting of council and commissioner districts was about. You guys know?
No.
Well, this is what he, on 522, he's charged us for research, redistricting of council and commissioner districts. No, who would have asked him to do that? I mean, why?
Good.
May, he has it down for May 22nd.
Is that voter districts?
That may be. There was a question that came up that Debbie was in charge of, because there were questions about the changing of some precincts. Joe, do you remember anything about that? And I think, I do remember this, Debbie had to confirm that whether there was a need or rationale for changing some districts. So I do know that, and that fell on the clerk, because the clerk's responsibility being the head of the election.
Oh, I can ask him.
That'd be the only thing I could think of. If it's not that, I have.
They did drop 4A and 8, but I don't know if that required any.
Well, and I remember because Debbie had to answer a question whether the boundaries changed, and it was, part of it had to do with out here on 4H Road and so forth, and where people lived. If it's not that, I have no idea what it
But that,
is.
I think that happened before the election, and he said he did this on 522. I think they dropped that 4A before May, didn't they?
The last primary, 4A and 8 were not.
Right, so
Not
I'll ask him what it is. Then the only other thing I had was, Greg, I wanted to tell you that I really appreciate the time and effort and the professionalism that you put in the minutes. They're really very well done, and I really appreciate that.
Okay. We have any comments from any questions?
Last Tuesday, I came to the courthouse and the south door was locked early again. Is there something that causes this, or a junk system,
Yeah,
or?
Bill's already addressed it, and we have a letter in here stating why that does that, and he's taking care of the problem.
Why does it do that?
You want to explain it, Bill? You're
It's
on
called-
vacation today, your day off, go ahead.
It's called clock skews. It happens with processors. It just happens. It's a inherent issue with processors. When I find out that the door locks early or late, all I do is go in, resync all the clocks with an atomic clock out of Washington, D.C., and everything's taken care of until the next time it happens. You're not going to get around it. That's just the way it is.
So how much can it get off?
It can get off by tens of minutes.
Same way with my pickup truck with clock in my
Right.
radio.
You're not going to be able to get around
Every
it.
month it's off about 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, see, there you go, there's the problem.
So is there a better system we can use? I mean, that happens often, and I don't think it serves
Just
the
takes
people.
a minute. Well, Bob, you got 3 other doors. And so, I mean, you know,
It's a
people can get in.
handicapped door.
And so,
It needs to work.
You
Yeah,
can-
I think in my opinion, all Bill has to do is adjust it periodically, just like I adjust the clock in my truck.
So can something be put on the door to tell people what to do, that maybe they're in a wheelchair? Maybe they're carrying something, can't get in? What do you want them to do, not get in, or?
How much are they off? 5 minutes? How much do they go off?
I got a phone call at about 20 till, it's about 20 till 5. It was a week ago, I think, today.
How
So
much
it's
do they go off,
20
Ken?
minutes off.
20, that's a lot.
Well, that's when I got the
That's
phone.
quite a bit, 20 minutes is a lot.
I don't know how long it was off.
Something wrong with it, should be fixed.
Okay. Got a
So no
motion?
answer, or?
There's definitely something wrong with it, should be fixed, if it goes off
Well,
20 minutes.
it's already fixed as of last week. whenever-
Oh, okay, it's fixed now.
It's fixed.
Okay.
All it takes is adjustment by Bill, so it's just something that he's gonna have
So we
to
just
do
stay on bill and
periodically.
get it adjusted, okay?
What do you want?
Just
people
call
to
me
do?
and say,
Well, if I
hey,
was
Did you hear that?
outside the door.
He
and I
said just
couldn't
call
get
him
through
and
the door-
he'll adjust it.
Would you?
Okay. Got a motion?
I couldn't hear your
Talk about it.
answer,
Get
Mike.
done.
Jim was
I would call
talking.
someone inside to come and open the door. I'd call the office I was going to.
How do they know who to call? There's no number on the door.
Put a little sign under to call you if you got a problem, Bill.
We have a motion to adjourn.
Thank you for no
We have a
answer.
motion and a second to adjourn. I gave you an answer.
Yes,
All
you
those
did.
in favor, say aye.
Well, that would be your answer.